The New York Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo has some questions to answer regarding his handling of the coronavirus pandemic last year, after he directed nursing homes to admit infected patients. The result was a firestorm of sickness and deaths as hundreds of elderly people died due to the pandemic. Cuomo gave assurances early on in the pandemic that deaths from the virus in nursing homes were among the lowest in the US. Look at the basic facts where New York is versus other states, Cuomo said in a press conference in August. The Associated Press reported at the time. You look at where New York is as a percentage of nursing home deaths, it's all the way at the bottom of the list. Cuomo had mandated putting infected patients into nursing homes on March 25th, and on August 19 he blamed others for the deaths when he spoke to Fox News. If you died in the nursing home, it's called a nursing home death. If you die in a hospital, it's called a hospital death. And if I'm a nursing home operator, I say don't say that person died in my nursing home because they didn't. They died in the hospital. And if the hospital did a better job, they wouldn't have died. According to a report released by the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, on Thursday, January 28th, nursing home deaths in New York due to COVID-19 were underreported by as much as 50%. The data was taken from 62 nursing homes. The report also stated a lack of personal protective equipment for staff, along with testing not being readily available, may have increased the risk to the elderly. One such facility had reported 5 confirmed deaths and 6 presumed deaths from the virus as of August 3rd to the Department of Health, yet they reported to the Attorney General a total of 27 deaths due to the virus and another 13 hospital deaths, a discrepancy of 29 deaths. In May, the New York Health Department had admitted to the Daily Caller it was undercounting deaths from the virus, as it was not counting those who were sent to hospital, where they then passed away. Cuomo has also been accused of causing increased risk of harm due to policies he implemented since March last year, according to the Daily Caller. Cuomo's order required nursing homes to readmit residents from hospitals even if they were positive for COVID-19. The State Department of Health reported that as of January 27, 2021, there were 5,957 confirmed deaths due to the pandemic in nursing homes and an additional 2,783 presumed deaths. In assisted care facilities, there were 160 deaths and 52 presumed deaths. The true number of deaths due to the virus in nursing homes hasn't been estimated in the Attorney General's report, which the Department of Health reported as just over 6,000. However, their analysis indicates the number of deaths would be around 9,000. In an effort to reduce the number of political feeds to Facebook users' accounts, the social media giant will stop recommending users join civic and political groups. This move follows the suppression of political posts during the 2020 US election and will become a worldwide permanent policy. Mark Zuckerberg made the call with investors. People don't want politics and fighting to take over, the Facebook boss said in a phone conversation with them. Apparently, the company is still fine-tuning the details and it is unclear what the term civic groups intends to cover. Zuckerberg said his company wanted to make sure the communities people connected with are healthy and positive. There are also a lot of groups that we may not want to encourage people to join, even if they don't violate our policies, he said. Now we plan to keep civic and political groups out of recommendations for the long term. In 2020, Facebook banned more than 1 million groups. On Thursday, the Facebook Oversight Board, often called the Facebook version of a Supreme Court, overturned several of the company's decisions to remove content. 5 cases had references to hate speech, nudity and COVID-19 misinformation, and the board reversed the decision to ban 4 of them. The board consists of 20 people, including a former Prime Minister, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate, and the former editor-in-chief of The Guardian, and all decisions it makes are final and binding. This has led the way for users to appeal any decisions against content on both Facebook and Instagram, after much criticism over past decisions made against certain users and content. For Facebook users, the case creating the most interest concerns former President Trump and whether he gets to stay on Facebook. Trump was suspended indefinitely earlier this month from Facebook and Instagram after a riot by his alleged supporters in the US Capitol building. He was blamed for inciting them. Facebook referred Trump's case to the board last week, and the board has 90 days to hand down a decision as to whether the former president will be allowed to post, and the board expects to make that decision much quicker than that. Meanwhile, Facebook has just removed the popular Wall Street discussion group Robinhood Stock Traders after conversations about shares in GameStop and other companies have gained worldwide interest. A group of small traders managed to squeeze big hedge funds that had exploited small struggling companies by betting on them to tank. Meanwhile, Congressman Paul Gosar has written to the DOJ to open an investigation into GameStop, Robinhood app and anti-competitive actions between big tech and Wall Street. Thank you for watching. Please click like and share, and we welcome your comments.